That dark spot, dead center, sort of lower center in the middle of the screen is the adit we're going to go in and slowly disappearing out the bottom of your screen now, and now it is gone. Well, you can see the remains of a structure over there, but I've come to an adit here. So I think we should go check out this adit. Kind of hard to tell in this light, but it's got a cool wooden door on it. So let's go take a closer look and get inside. Alright, here's a closer look at that wooden door. Of course it says danger, keep out right there. Sort of the obligatory warning. But this is a pretty cool door. It's well made and has obviously withstood the test of time. And it's a good display of craftsmanship. So let's go see how the rest of the mine looks. Alright, I'm just inside the portal now. And right in the front here, there's kind of an unusual timber. I can see why they put it here, given that rock right there. It's just kind of unusual looking. And the adit stretches out in front of us, and there's something there on the left. Looks like we've got a winze here on the left. Actually, that may be a shaft. It goes up. There's a shaft. I can see daylight up there. So, this runs all the way up there, although it's not in very good shape. Up there. And then, obviously drops down as well. There's a view looking down the shaft. Looks dry at the bottom, but the wood looks of questionable quality. Here's the manway on the right here. Yeah, it's of dubious quality. And then you can see a little gate here, so the miners can come in and out or bring something in and out of the shaft if they choose. And then up here it looks like we've got a three-way junction. There's something going straight ahead. That way. There's something to the right here. I see some rail up there. And looks like there's a winze right there. And then, of course, that's where we came in. That's the shaft right there. And then my exploring buddy has gone off down that way. Well, he went that way, so I'll go to the right-hand rules. And let's see, how deep is this? Do I want to go over this? Oh man, that's pretty deep. That goes way down there. Alright, well it may be uncomfortable, but I crossed over that winze. And that's where I was standing a moment ago. Right here, you can see there's some kind of chute right here that dropped down the debris I'm standing on right now, and I bet that was intended to keep going down the winze. Once it got dropped here, there's some timbering right here, and just a little pocket right here. Moving on, another little pocket right here. Here's that rail, which I always like. They cleaned some of this out. Interesting how white that is. And looks like we got an ore chute here. There's just another little pocket right there. You can see the all the debris filling the ore chute right there. That's obviously under a lot of stress. There's the plugged ore chute there. And the rails keep going this way. You can tell there's a little bit of water in here at one time. I'll just keep following these rails. And another pocket right here. And little larger pocket here. And the rails keep going this way. Although, directly overhead, it's a pretty good size stope. And kind of interesting looking rocks here. And meanwhile, there's a timber in front of us. The timber's crooked, not the camera. And the rails keep going this way. It looks like we might have another winds up here. There's a old rag on the ground there. This timber is obstructing our way here. Just go underneath it. Some more old rags and stuff down here. Looks like that could be fuse cord. And okay, this is it for this drift. It just stops in this little chamber here. But obviously drops down in front of us. Okay, I'm leaning out over this winds here, and I can see it drops down, and I can't tell if there's another level down there. If it just, there must be another level down there for the ladder going down there, but it kind of looks like it just stops right there. Much closer to us, there's a tiny little level right there. It looks like that's maybe 3 feet high, so I don't know how far back that one goes. Okay, I'm back at that four-way junction, having just come from there, and just as a refresher, that's where I came in. Again, this is the shaft in front of us. Here's a better look at some of the stuff that's come down. So the wood's starting to buckle right there. And my exploring buddy went down that way. He hasn't come back yet, so that must go a decent ways. And then there's this one. I'm going to stick with the right-hand rules, and let's go check this one out. This one's definitely a lot cozier, I'll tell you that. But it does look like it goes for a ways. Man, really cozy. I don't even see any sign of rail in here. I wonder if this is more of a prospect drift or something. It may well have been, because that looks like the end right there. Yep, that's it. Okay, we just came from this one, and we've got this one in front of us left. So let's go check it out. There's an ore chute right there, and keeps going for a ways. Little pocket right here. And there was something written there, but I can't make it out anymore. Pretty big ore chute, actually. Looks like they plugged up the stope here, maybe to prevent debris and rocks and such falling down after they'd cleaned out what they wanted. And right in front of us there's another ore chute. See some materials come down from that one. And it looks like the bottom's starting to rip out of this one. Not surprised, all that rock on it. Oh yeah, that one's very full. And this one actually is empty. So let's look up it. Okay, well you can see the side of that other ore chute. And a pipe right there coming down. So maybe they dumped the good stuff down this side and the waste rock down the other. I'm not sure. Oh man, there's all kinds of ore chutes back here. So there's another ore chute right in front of us here. And then there's another winds right here. Dropping down a ways. you can see as much as I can how far. The ladder right here in front of me, and then continuing on down that way. And got some good rail here. Another ore chute here. This one's plugged as well. And another two ore chutes. Man, they absolutely stoped the hell out of that area above us. Now that's interesting. You've got the small chute here, which is plugged with a large rock. There's the small chute there, and then you've got a much larger chute here. And this one again is plugged. So we'll keep following the rail, and yet again there's another ore chute. A little pocket right there, a little bit of backfill in there. Okay, this one's plugged up as well. And there's so many ore chutes back here. There's, I see at least 2 more ore chutes in front of us, and the Adit keeps running off that way. This ore chute's interesting. It's at an angle. I'm used to them running at a 90-degree angle to the drift, like that one there. But this one is different. This one is at an angle. You see the tracks right there, and it's coming in from the side. That's unusual. And of course it's plugged. And oh wow, there's another drift behind it that just goes back there, and that's the end of it right there. I don't know if you can see that at home, but it just stops right there. And looking up, there's another one of those pipes, and that stope carries up there for a ways. And this looks like that might be the side of another ore chute right there. I can't really tell from here. But yeah, that carries up for a ways. Okay. Yeah, I would say that work we saw on the left connects to this ore chute here. And there's a fair amount of miners graffiti here, which is kind of cool. Actually, it's very cool. Adit keeps going that way. All those little dots represent ore cart loads they took out. So you can see that a fair amount came out from this stope. And indeed, this is a pretty beefy ore chute here. And there's some writing up there as well. Well, that looks more like it's official rather than being graffiti. Oh, this is cool. There's a winds here to our left, but you can see at the top there was a slot for a windlass that was here at one time. The bar is gone, but it's cool to see where it was. Oh, it doesn't go down very far. I can see why they just used a windlass. Just stops right down there. And I didn't comment on this in the way in, but you can see this can full of grease right here. And I assume that was for greasing the rails for the ore carts. So we'll keep going. And of course, there's more ore chutes. Surprise, surprise. Fairly fractured rock above us. You can see why there's a fair amount of timber in here. Here as well. And I would guess actually that they hauled out the whole area above us pretty much, given how frequently these ore chutes are running. Timber right there. Oh yeah, man, that one is really close to bursting. Look at that. The pressure is making the board start to pop out. And yeah, it's just filled to the top with rock waste. So I'm not going to stand under that one for too long. You can see it's plugged, of course, down here. And we're going to just mosey right along to the next one. There's looking back. And again, you can see the pressure starting to crack those timbers right there. So that is not reassuring. But again, yeah, you can see how fractured this rock is. Another ore chute running up here. You can sort of see the stope up there. It's a lot more cramped back here. Again, no surprise, plugged ore chute. Ah, here's a much better look at it. There's looking up. They were working pretty high above us, actually. It looks like there are the remains of a step right there. And we actually have a section, short section without any ore chutes. Well, there's one there, but we went more than 5 feet without an ore chute, so. Okay, it's drift going off this way. Looks like it stops, but I'll just double check real quickly. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the face. And past some miners graffiti on the way in. But the only thing I can understand is rust shit. So maybe somebody at home can decipher that for us. Alright, continuing on. Pipe. I have a ventilation pipe, it's hard to say. When it's on the ground like that. Well, this is cozy. Fair amount of materials come down this one, and left a pile on the floor here. So here's looking up the side of it. And it stops right there, but obviously they were dropping stuff down from above. You can see it keeps going up, so somewhere higher up they were dropping stuff down to here, and then it would tumble down into the ore chute here. Very, very full. And still going. Interesting crack right here. Looks like we may have a fault on the left, given how smooth it is. And you can see where it runs into this other layer here. This is interesting. And I don't know, 1300? Hard to tell what that says. But we're still going. The rock changed pretty dramatically here. I bet they took some samples out of there. Alright, got a little pocket right here with some interesting minerals. And whatever that means. Definitely a lot more rough in the attic right now. And I'm not surprised because it looks like if at the end right here. Unless this goes anywhere. And no, it does not. It's just a pocket. So that's it for this level. So on the way out, I had to stop and show you a couple of interesting things. The first is this giant slab just resting on the timbers right there and running all the way up there. And that is why they have timber support inside of mines for exactly that type of situation. The second interesting thing is this minus graffiti here, because it's got a date on it, which is cool. I think that says 3/1955. And you can see all the dots on this support post right here. So they took a lot out of here, which is interesting. There's another date up there too. Looks like 10/15/53, maybe 33, but I think it's 53. Alright, heading on out. So we're back at the shaft, and taking a closer look at these ladders. There's a lot of broken rungs on them, and they're a lot more wobbly than they looked at first. So we have decided to take a pass on this one. Also, given the state of the collar and such up above, that's inviting having stuff come raining down on us too. We did test the depth of the shaft here with a laser rangefinder. That's the correct term, isn't it? I think so. And it's 98 feet down. So there you go. That adit we explored is just down there, and I've hiked up above and discovered where the shaft was. Not in very good shape now, as you can see. Of course, there's no head frame or anything either. There's a tiny little prospect right there. It goes back maybe 10 feet or so. There's a little prospect shaft right here. That's the bottom of it there, and top right there. So not much to speak of there. The adit we just explored is there, and I'm on the other side of those buildings I pointed out just before I went into the adit, down here. And they're so far gone at this point that it's really hard to tell what they're used for, whether they are workshops or what. Meantime, I'm just following this this old road around the hill here. See if there's anything else interesting for us back here to check out. Well, I'm glad I followed that old road around, because check this out. Let's go take a look. Alright, this one in front of us is also too far gone to get much of a sense of what it was. Over here you can see they had some pretty large tanks. And did a good job building that rock wall there. It's a quality rock wall. And this building extended back into the cliff there. I don't know how well you can see that in this light. I can't see anything in the camera, but hopefully you guys can see more, because you're not getting washed out from the sun like I am. And then I'm assuming that's probably the bunkhouse there. We've got two smaller buildings on the right here. This one's got screened windows, and I'm not sure what this one was. I'd be surprised if it was dynamite storage, given how close it is to the other buildings, so I'm not sure. And then this one over here, alright, looks like this one was used to store ore samples. Those shelves are lined with what I presume are ore samples. And some older, excuse me, not so old trash right there. Coors Light can. And that leaves what I presume was the bunkhouse. Yeah, you see a chimney right there. And that tar paper is old. Look at that, still hanging on. Here's a look inside. Doesn't look like there's much left. Not a big surprise. This floor is very rotted, so I'm going to go around the side and look in from the other side rather than try and walk across it and go through that door. Okay, next room over. I was just looking in there a second ago, and this is how the next room looks. Check out those nests that are just barely hanging on. Those look like those could come down at any time. Anyway, here's what the room looks like. Again, pretty far gone. And oh, look at that can dump down there. There's a big can dump. Obviously they were here for a while. Extends all the way down the hill there. And then here's the doorway to the last section of the house. That's the door there that we were looking through a moment ago. And that's the room with the nests right there. Got an old wood stove in front of us here for cooking, presumably. And that's about it for these buildings. Alright, that's the Adit in the center of the screen there, and I just wanted to show you where that building was. We just checked out in relation to where the Adit was, and of course you can see the building in the middle there. And then I'm panning out over the glorious Nevada desert here, as you can see.